everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Druid Hill Park in Baltimore, Maryland. This is the Rollings Conservatory. And yes, I'm shooting all of this on my cell phone. Is what it is. It's what I got on me. Today is October 1st, if you may or may not know, which also makes it the first day of the 31 days of Archeo Halloween, or Archeo Horror, Archaeological Horror. I really haven't settled on a title for that yet, but I figured since I am in Baltimore for a business trip, and there is this beautiful conservatory and the entirety of the Druid Hill Park, which, I mean, the place is called Druid Hill. Hello. We are going on a ghost tour, a self-induced ghost tour of Druid Hill. Let's have a good time walking around and visiting the ghosts of Druid Hill. Okay, so currently we are standing next to the Secret Spring in Druid Hill, Baltimore. As you can see here, it was built in 18, that's a 9, I promise you, that's a 9, 1893. The fountain was once for public use, providing fresh spring water to travelers who came along this particular park. Druid Hill actually ranks among the 5 most scenic landscaped parks in America. The other ones that belong to this particular group would be Central Park in New York, which the same designer for Central Park designed Druid Hill, and Fairmount Park in Philadelphia. So this is a sister park to my beloved Philadelphia. And why are we standing in front of the Secret Hill, or Secret Spring? Because there's a ghost here, y'all. Apparently, if we take a walk at night, which we are not doing, we can actually see the apparition of a shadowy figure that forms near the Secret Springs here. There's my orange juice bottle. Near the Secret Springs here. Who it is and what they want, no one knows. I can find very little information about the ghost of Secret Springs, but be sure that there are several eyewitness accounts of there being a spirit somewhere in the area. Probably would have to do with the spotty history of the area in general. The area where Druid Hill resides is like most colonial and Victorian era parks. It has a history of being taken away from people who lived here before, given to other people, and other atrocities performed here. This area was not a slave-free state at the time, and the second to last former owner of the property before it was sold to the city of Baltimore was a slave owner. So it is fair to say that there probably are a few interesting stories out here that could be told about the former owner and the people who actually did the work here on this land. there to be said about this most modern of structures? Could this place too be haunted? If you look online, you will find references to this particular building in different photographs, claiming that there are ghosts in these woods. The best I can find is that there are obvious ghost happenings, unfamiliar sounds, a face in a window, those kind of things. The average shadow person here and there. As to why this particular structure may or may not actually be haunted, I can't exactly say, but it is definitely creepy looking. And does definitely invoke that air of spook. I mean, come on. Hill House, anyone? Behind me you can see the aptly named Druid Hill mansion on top of, you guessed it, Druid Hill. Not entirely sure why this area is called Druid Hill area, but we will find out. As far as the house being haunted, it's of course off limits to us during these fun times that we're living through. However, if you look online, you can find several different stories about apparitions of not only past owners, but past servants as well. Again, the stories revolve around any time the house itself is disturbed, which is not an uncommon thread in many ghost stories. The idea that the ghosts that inhabit old buildings and structures don't like having their homes interrupted is a rather common one. I mean, how would you feel if someone came into your house and started rearranging all of your furniture? And so, like all good ghost stories, this too must come to an end. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see too much of the park. I feel like we hit some high spots as far as I could get them. We did not look at the William Wallace statue because it's William Wallace. Anyway, apparently it is also on the haunted registry. I'm just, again, not really sure why. Maybe he gets down and walks around and declares freedom for everyone. But Druid Hill Park actually is 6.5 miles worth of park inside of Baltimore. From what I've seen, it's a very beautiful park, very well kept. The Maryland Zoo is attached to the far corner of the park as well. So on top of seeing everything that we did see, there's a reservoir and also a large zoo that we didn't go see today. Maybe someday we'll come back and go see if we can find any cool ghost animal stories in the zoo. But for today, you'll just have to take my word. This park has a long history, and long histories have a lot of stories. Those stories often tend to morph into ghost stories and hauntings. And frankly, on a cloudy day like today, it's easy to see how something as antique as this particular park could give that air of mysticism and spookiness. As far as the archaeology is concerned, this area has been a homestead since it was purchased from the Native Americans in the area. We can put purchased in quotation marks there if you would like. There's a great deal of archaeological evidence that backs up both of those claims. The area is also well known for all of the natural spring water and lake water that it had that was then enhanced in the Victorian and the colonial eras to, obviously for reasons, water is a resource we all need, and then was allowed to be reclaimed recently in the modern era when the park became more of a modern facility for public use. There's a lot of great history in general that goes along with this park, not things that we're really going to touch on in this video just because it's outside of our storyline today. But if you're ever in Baltimore and you have the chance, do try to stop by Druid Hill Park. It is a lovely place, and I happen to know if you Google it, there are ghost tours that will come through here on a spooky evening and walk you through the park and tell you all of the ghost stories that I didn't. So until tomorrow, I hope you all enjoy this ghostly Baltimore Druid Hill walk, and I hope you guys had a good time. See you tomorrow.